We are hiking along the middle fork of the Gila River, heading into Leopold country. For those of you who don't know, Aldo Leopold was a pioneering ecologist who used this area, the Gila, as his laboratory. He learned so much about ecology and taught the rest of the world about ecology. So we're going to learn a little bit about Leopold and check out this magnificent canyon. Wilderness areas are first of all a series of sanctuaries for the primitive arts of wilderness travel, especially canoeing and packing. I suppose some will wish to debate whether it's important to keep these primitive arts alive. I shall not debate it. Either you know it in your bones, or you are very, very old. Aldo Leopold. Good life of any river may depend on the perception of its music, and the preservation of some music to perceive. Aldo Leopold. So the Gila is not just New Mexico's first wilderness, it is the country's first wilderness. It was Leopold's idea to set aside areas that were left untrammeled by man. And in 1964, the Wilderness Act was signed by Lyndon Johnson, and the Gila was the first wilderness. The last word in ignorance is the man who says of an animal or plant, what good is it? If the land mechanism as a whole is good, then every part is good, whether we understand it or not. If the biota in the course of eons has become something we like but do not understand, then who but a fool would discard seemingly useless parts? To keep every cog and wheel is the first precaution of intelligent tinkering. Aldo Leopold. They're pretty well camouflaged, but do you see the huge bullfrog tadpoles? They were about 3 to 4 inches long. A bullfrog tadpole can take anywhere from 1 to 3 years to transform into a mature frog. The time it takes depends on factors like temperature and food availability, with higher temperatures generally leading to a faster development. A lot of this canyon is carved out of basalt, that dark volcanic rock that you can see on the bottom, and then capped by sandstone. That volcanic rock is going to be a little bit important for later in the video because this area apparently still has some thermal activity going on. Imagine the flood that must have occurred here to carry this much debris down. This is about 6 feet or more of debris. That would be water all the way up to here. Our ability to perceive quality in nature begins, as in art, with pretty. It expands through successive stages of the beautiful to values as yet uncaptured by language. Aldo Leopold. The middle fork of the Gila is a great hike for hot days because you literally cross the river dozens upon dozens of times. So prepare to get wet. Maybe I found Leopold's camp spot. So we got a pretty unusual spot here. Smells very sulfury. And over here we have pools that were created by people to catch water from these two hot springs. So remember I told you that this rock is all volcanic? Well, there's still heat coming out of the earth heating this water. Let's see just how hot. All right, out of this top spring. We had a max of 117 there for a second. So it seems to fluctuate, but let's say 123 degrees. Yikes. The second spring. Whoa! Whoa! We're gonna call that 143. That is hot. This seems to be the one that people swim in or bathe in, and that one's not too bad. It's really important that you never dunk your head in these hot tubs. I guess it is a hot tub. In these hot springs, there's a amoeba that can get into your sinuses and actually give you a brain worm and kill you. I'm not making that up. I was actually wrong. The amoeba does not give you a brain worm. It gives you an infection called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, also known as PAM. I don't know if it's coming out on video, but there's a whole school of minnows that appear to like the warmer water. Never did we plan for the morrow, for we had learned that in wilderness, some new and irresistible distraction is sure to turn up each day before breakfast. Like the river, we were free to wander. Aldo Leopold. I'm glad I will not be young in a future without wilderness. Aldo Leopold.